What's up, guys? Welcome back to the That's So Dev podcast. My name is Dev. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you. We have some tea to get into, but make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at That's So Dev. Okay? On all of them, including Blue Sky. I'm trying to transfer myself over there one day at a time, girl. Now, for the tea, we're speaking about Kylie. I'm sure you can tell by the title. I'm really excited to speak about Kylie today because I feel like I have a lot of things to say, right? Now, let's start off with how I came to know who Kylie is. So, I believe it was just before High School Musical, the musical, the series. I'm not for sure specifically what it was. And I think it was just Disney Channel in general. I think that it put Kylie kind of in my face to where I knew of her. And then it came High School Musical, the series, season 4. And she was casted in that. And that was my true full introduction to her because I didn't her singing? I had no idea. Not a clue. So when I ended up watching the series, the 4th season, I was truly surprised by what she had to offer because I was really going based off of the script. You know, she was really kind of this mean girl, and we had this idea that she was going to be portraying the Sharpay energy, and she actually did. She did it pretty well. And here's what I'm going to say about her acting. I feel like her acting is so quality. When I was watching the show, she really portrayed somebody who didn't know how to act. And I feel like you have to have skill to do that because it's one thing to not know how to act. We can feel that. But when you really portray yourself as somebody who cannot act, I can feel you putting in that work. The energy is just really different. And with her, it was amazing to see because I had seen her act in other things, and she wasn't the ditzy dumb blonde or, none of that energy. She was never any of that. So I feel like this was kind of just a different shift of things for her acting years, and I really appreciated seeing another side of that. But what got me the most obviously was the singing. The singing drives the show. It's High School Musical, right? And I just remember her singing, I believe it was High School Musical, the song she was singing. Yeah, in the opening, it had Bart and all of that. And I feel like that she really gave the energy vocally that I was really looking for. And, High School Musical, the series, eventually became a platform for all artists on the Disney Channel spectrum or Disney spectrum to come onto the show. I mean, you had zombies, right? You got Descendants. The zombies, Descendants, World Collide. You could do so many songs probably on that that's not even from those movies. But it's just that, like, wow, what a refreshing bout of energy. Because when this show started, High School Musical, the series, we had Olivia Rodrigo. We had Joshua. We had Sophia Wiley. We had Matt. They were the faces. But as that show went on, you had other people like Dara. You had people like Julia. You had Frankie. You have so many people on this show who we've come to know. But Olivia is the staple within that. We can't act like she's not. And so, with All I Want, it really kind of showed me that the next class of Disney Channel stars really have what it takes. I'm looking at Asher Angel. I'm looking at Sophia Wiley. I'm looking at Kylie. I'm looking at Olivia. I'm looking at Sabrina, right? All of these people have what it takes to become superstars in this industry. They have the talent. Kylie has blown me away. Now, we know High School Musical was my introduction to her, and I hadn't really heard anything since then. But we can't act like there was a long break between High School Musical, the series ending on our end, and seeing Descendants 4. Because, when you film things, there, the timelines don't add up. The movie came out, but you didn't just film it 2 months ago. But, that's just really kind of, I think, what pushed Kylie into my realms of the music world, right? I got a taste in High School Musical, but Descendants, it really put her in my face. And the songs in Descendants 4, they were so incredibly good. I feel like they hit a lot of different areas with the genres, which I do appreciate about the Descendants movies for sure. But one song sticks with me in particular. It's her and Malia. It's the Fight of Our Lives. Like, the vocals on that, and just it's giving Avril Lavigne type pop and teen punk angst, and I just loved everything about it. And it really kind of gave me this glimpse of, oh wow, like, you all are carrying star power with people on here who can really make some waves in this industry, right? And they already have, right? But we're speaking about mainstream, and that isn't always the case, because we're talking about Kylie. Kylie, she wants to obviously step into that mainstream space, and for a while, it felt like that Disney pipeline was done, right? Because when Hilary Duff was out and she was on Disney Channel and then releasing a debut album trying to get on the radio, they looked at her like she was crazy. She really carved out a path for all of my favorite Disney girls to walk down on. You know, she really carved that path for Miley Cyrus to step on down that lane. And it really just keeps going. Miley carved that path down for Olivia. Olivia carves that down path. Like, I think that Olivia reopened the pipeline of Disney Channel girls. And I also think that Sabrina also helped with that. Like, Olivia opened it, but Sabrina validated it, because Sabrina had been there for so long and she just didn't get the recognition that she should have, but she put in the consistent work to get to where she is. And it's kind of like, oh, well, we do have people on this Disney Channel lane that can become mainstream still, that can become superstars from this specific pipeline, right? Because Olivia Rodrigo blew up from the second that she stepped on the High School Musical, the series scene. All I Want came out, that song blew up. The pipeline was there, and it showed that to them. And I don't know if this is the case, but I feel like a lot of that energy has allowed for them to have more space as artists when they are attached to Disney Channel. Because the energy that Olivia served on Sour, some of those moments would have been demonized on Disney Channel. You would have never been able to say or do any of the things that went on during that era. And it really wasn't that bad, but it was just the idea that you couldn't at the time, but you could now. And you see them getting away with a lot more. And I love that, because I feel like it doesn't stifle creative expression. And from what I see, I don't see that Kylie, with her personal music, is signed to Hollywood Records or anything like that. So I'm sure that also makes sense, because also at the same time, you had Ashley Tisdale doing songs like Headstrong and Be Good to Me, and a lot of those songs having, you know, sexual endos and risque type things that people would say a Disney Channel star probably shouldn't do, but she still did that at the same time as doing High School Musical and other things. So I think that a lot of it also tends to be, well, what kind of deal you have, right? What's in the contract or whatever. And I think that it helps that Kylie's parent her dad specifically, is a music producer. And I could imagine that when it especially comes to, you know, contracts and things like that, with somebody who sings and wants to do their own music, having a separation between, okay, so the music that I put out here for you, Hollywood Records and Disney Channel, is one thing, but what I do for me is another thing. And I feel like that has been a big thing for a lot of people who want to do music that's more mature, but not everybody has that opportunity to do so. It's like when you put it, because you have, again, Kylie released her EP, right? We see how that is. Hands on Me, Want to Feel My Denim, right? I mean, essentially, you want to fill up on my ass in these jeans, baby. It's filled out. Like, be for real. And then you also have people who, prime example, Sophia Carson. she was also on Descendants, and she released an album. Her album is through Hollywood Records, but also at the same time, I don't get the idea that she's going to put out any music that's going to be super risque like that, right? You know what I mean? So like, I just feel like everybody's experience is different, but it's interesting to see Kylie's because I don't feel like I've gotten this pop energy from someone actively a part of Disney in such a long time. It's giving me that feel that I used to feel with Disney Channel girls, and I'm liking it because again, the pipeline is open. It's open for the taking for whoever really wants to apply the pressure. I feel like Asher Angel specifically, he really applied pressure. I mean, he was getting features from Wiz Khalifa, his first couple of songs. Like, he really had a lane that he was going down. And I feel like because he was signed to Hitco, and if you don't know, Hitco is a label that L.A. Reid essentially parted ways with Epic Records and went and created Hitco, and he had Asher Angel, Dinah Jane, and a couple of other people as well, and it was looking kind of sort of cute. It really was. And I don't know, COVID happened and things went under, and that label just completely went away. I don't know what happened to Asher Angel's music, but it took him the longest time, I feel like, to really get back into a groove. And yeah, that's the interesting to me about this industry is that you never actually know. You never actually know. Somebody can have hella momentum, and if they don't do anything with that momentum, or if something interrupts that momentum and they can't recover, it puts them in a hole. And they do tend to have to work 10 times harder to get out of that hole. And that's why I feel like it's so important for you to have such a great first step. And I feel like Kylie has made that step. I mean, you couldn't have picked the perfect time. You're coming, right, the High School Musical series, right? Came right off that Descendants 4 with Brandy and Rita Ora. Be serious. Coming off that, already filming another movie while the tour is about to start. She's not sleeping. That's hunger. That is hunger. Because obviously, the other cast members have other things to do. But Kylie, you just put out a whole EP that is cohesive, that has it has a whole theme to it. It's detailed. You took your time in the midst of recording two movies, recording two soundtracks, getting ready for a tour, recording a Christmas song, doing live performances of your song, Christmas or just the Red song. Like, wow. I've not seen hunger in somebody like this from Disney Channel, but like, I feel like in the industry, generally speaking, I don't see people having that hunger. And a lot of people just don't want to do it. That's totally fine. That's totally fine, right? But and here's my thing in regards to that. People are okay with where they are, and that's fine. However, if you want to become a great, if you want to become one of the legends, if you want to work towards that, you're going to have that hunger. You are going to have that hunger. You are going to have to grind. Look at Tate McRae and how often she is touring. Look how well it's working out for her to have that consistency. And I know a lot of people hate that. Come on now. A lot of people hate, the schedule that a label or a business may have for an artist, for a project, for whatever. But the reality of it is the result is actually what one would want to see. One just doesn't want to have to exhaust themselves or go through all of this just to get there. But you're going to have to. I think that a lot of people in the industry now think that if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And sometimes that is the case. But if you're going to just sit around and hope that it does come, it's not really going to come to you. You're going to have to go to it. You're going to have to make your own luck. That is the reality of this industry. Otherwise, well, a fire can burn out pretty quick. I'm just saying. And it's so mind boggling, baffling, even to see people like Kylie come into this industry while you have people already within this industry being so lackadaisical with music, with their albums. People aren't putting anything into these albums. They're putting a collections of songs together and putting it out. What happened to the sequencing? What happened to the transitions? The transitions on the EP for Kylie's EP. And these are the main two things that I think about. Look, for one, Kylie being an EP, right? And then also Flo's album. I always bring up Flo's album because of the flow, the way that the tracks flow. Like, my goodness. And the way that the tracks just they bleed into one another. You know, the next track is beginning at the end of the previous track, and there's just so many things where they make sure that a certain word is all throughout the album, the details, what happened to it. My goodness. I'm thankful that Kylie lit a fire under my ass and inspired me with her music, with her project, and how she went about it. But what does that say about everybody else? Did everybody else get too comfortable? What is I gotta know. Because whoa, what do you mean? What do you mean several people have been in this industry for 5, 6, 7 years and they can't even get an album where their tracks are flowing? Come on! It's a body of work. I'm so annoyed. Kylie, you did that, girl. You really did. And I need her to make sure that she keeps her foot on the pedal. Do not let up. Because imagine if Sabrina imagine. Imagine if Sabrina Carpenter said, you want to know what? It's not happening for me. That's it. Imagine. And the next song she was about to put out was Espresso. Could you imagine? My goodness. Keep going. You know this is meant for you. All gas. No breaks. But with that being said, that doesn't mean, don't prioritize rest. You should always prioritize rest. Because if you don't rest, how are you going to regain the energy to do all this shit? Right? And it is difficult. Sometimes you sleep 6 hours. Sometimes you sleep 5, 4. Especially in this industry. Especially when you are on a set. When you are on set filming, you're working double-digit days. And if it's under 12 hours, lucky you. Or you're a minor if they decide to abide by those rules. Let's be real. Anytime that I am filming a TV show or a movie, I'm there 12 to 14 hours. There has been times when I have been filming things. I just recently filmed something back in February for Apple TV, and we were there minimum, I think 13 hours a day. There was one day we were there for like 17 hours. But it's quite interesting to me because we may go in, let's say, we go in at 10 o'clock at night. We're not coming out the next day till like 5, 6 p.m. I'm not getting home until about 7 p.m. that next day. So it's almost like a 24-hour fucking day. But it's not just you. It's everybody on that set. And chances are the people who are going to review the film for that day, they're probably getting even less sleep. So that's just something that that's why you have to love it. Period. You have to love what you do. And if you do, go in. It is so exhausting. But if you want to get somewhere, and this is the hunger that I see in Kylie, if you want to get somewhere, you're going to push the gas. You're going to make your own luck. It doesn't just happen to you. And I remember seeing, I can't remember I think his name is Anthony, the new Captain America. He was talking about, like, I think he was saying something in regards to luck and how, you know, it doesn't just happen to you. A lot of people seem to think that, like, if you work hard, if you just work hard, it's gonna happen to you. But the reality of it is, you can work hard and it don't happen. You have to make your own luck. And that sounds insane. I never could really understand it because I already had the mentality in my head, right? But just hearing the words, it didn't make sense. But as I've gotten older and as I've stepped further and further into this industry, it's just been like ding, 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 light bulb, because it's the chase of it all. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people do not like the chase of the industry because you're going from one thing to the next. And it's like Kylie. She's, like I said, Descendants 4, right off the bat. They had a Red Christmas music, then filmed the video for that. Now you're filming another movie while you were all preparing for a tour coming up. And God knows when the next Descendants movie is going to be. It could be quite soon. It's crazy. The chase is something you have to do if you want to see greatness in this industry the way you want it. It's not just going to happen. So when I see people like Kylie going after that chase, and then I have artists I've been streaming for 5 years, not going after that chase. The art's stagnant, the music's stagnant, the hunger is not there, it's mediocre. I'm questioning a lot of things because why are these people coming in this industry and stepping on top of y'all? We've said for the longest time that we didn't feel like there were superstars in the industry, and I still feel like that. But again, the superstars that I feel coming up right now are from this very Disney class that Kylie is a part of. Her chaperone is in there. Her, Sabrina, Olivia. You even got Billy. You got Kylie right here. Like, you got a whole class that's like stepped over the people that's already been established in the industry. And they're like, oh, well, you just sat down. Well, we're going to step over you. Okay, love you. Kisses, but we got somewhere to be. Y'all just stop. I don't understand that. And again, look, I'm not judging anybody, but this is stemming from majority of these people saying that they want to be legends. They want to be like the Beyoncés and the Rihannas and the Nicki Minaj's and all that. This is what they want. But they don't want the chase. Do you think that Beyonce was not out there chasing? Beyonce was out there chasing since Beyonce came out the womb. Have you seen Girls Time that then turned into Destiny's Child? She has been going for a very long time. And luckily, she has the platform to where her daughter can chase under the comfortability of their own success. Because of that chase that they did, they were able to create a platform to where their daughter can still get that success without having to go through it because they sacrificed that. It's an investment, not only in you, but also your family. I'm just saying. Plenty of things can come out of that. So, look, I need Kylie to keep going. I need Kylie to keep her foot on these girls' necks. I don't know what her plans are in regards to an album. I would love to see an album from her, but an album is a full-time commitment. I totally understand that. So with everything that she probably has going on right now, I probably couldn't see an album for the next 2 to 3 years. But I could see her releasing an EP. I could see another 2 EPs before she gives another album. I don't know how this is going to go for her, or if she has already thought about going ahead and doing an album. Because this EP feels to me like it's somebody who broke through. This feels like somebody who had a breakthrough. And that's why I keep saying she's up next. Because the energy that I feel from this project, it's really giving somebody who in a couple of years, all eyes are going to be on you because you sing, you edit down, you produce down. You do. You do. You edit your own vocals. Yes, ma'am. You do the whole 9 yards all the way around this music thing. You grew up around it. You grew up influenced by it. You know it in and out. And I feel that energy in the music. Raised by Rihanna? Oh, come on. I don't look. I don't look. Maybe this is a bold statement. I don't know too many people that can make that song. I don't know too many people that could make that song because I don't feel like they would have been able to make it without it being cheesy. And she made that song hella authentic. I love that. So let me go ahead and rank my top songs. So Boy Is Yours, for sure. Goodie Bag, number 2. Number 3, and this is a very difficult decision for me, but I'm going to put Denim as number 3. I'm going to put See You Tonight as 5. And then I'm going to do Boy for a Day as 6. So that's my ranking. Yes, they will change every other day. But like, I don't know. When I listen to Boy Is Yours, I hear every ounce of influence that she wants to portray. It's like you really took notes and then totally created your own thing in your own way. Like you took notes, bullet points, highlighted, like, yeah, you really did. All of the greats, all of the great pop girlies, all the great R&B girlies, and in between, and all of the crossover genres. Like, you studied them, and you did a wonderful job creating music of your own that sounds like you, but also feels like you're influence. Doesn't feel like you're copying. It feels authentic. It feels true to you. It feels genuine. And you just don't get better than that. Let me give you all a little tea. Last year, 49% of the music released got 10 streams or lower. 49%. And about between 1.4 and 1.6% of streams in 2024 were above 1 million. So anybody who's gotten 1 million streams on a song in 2024, they were in the upper 1%. So I need us to stop looking at people who are getting millions of streams and trying to equate that to the only success that's out there. You can still become a mainstream artist and not be seeing 1 million streams with every release. Not even major artists have 1 million streams every release. Come on now. And 9 times out of 10, those people have machines behind them. Okay? These labels do have machines behind them. So they do help propel an artist's success. Some labels out there, how do I put this? Some labels out there do pay for play, the Spotify playlisting, and all of that good stuff. But some labels go under the table. And we can't act like that's not a reality. So there's a lot of different outcomes in regards to how one person will attain their mainstream success. So, look, if I'm being real, I hope that Kylie gets a machine behind her. I do. Now, look, she already has one behind her in a different aspect, right? Disney Channel, Hollywood Records, that's all one thing. That is a machine. She is the face of something over there, of several things, right? So there is a machine behind that, but not the machine that's over here, you know. Look, let's just be real. It's not the machine that's paying to have these artists blow up. Let's just call it for what it is. So And it gives her an opportunity again for everybody to feel that authenticity and genuine energy that she carries with her. And I'm really excited to see where Kylie goes in her career. I am a stan. I'm a fan. I've actually decided to go to the Descendants World Tour just because I want to see Kylie live. I really do. So I'm going to check that out. I recommend you do too, guys. That's really all I have to chat about today. Just a little bit about our girl Kylie. Make sure you go ahead and follow me on all social media platforms at That So Dev on Twitter, Instagram, and literally everywhere else, including YouTube. Be kind of popping over there, girl. I appreciate you. Drink some water, eat some food, take care of yourself, because if you don't, literally, who else will? T? T. I appreciate you. All right, guys. I'm hopping off here, and I will see you on the next podcast. Peace.